Hey, 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 welcome to the Scorpio channel. I'm going to do a general message for anyone that lands on this, but I'm also doing a reading for my winner that I'm sure you're going to resonate with too, because that's the way that energy works, right? We're a magnet of who and what comes into our life. Don't mind me. My hair is just driving me crazy, and I've been running around all morning and trying to get balanced is difficult, right? When we are trying to do a lot of things and we're in the process of transition. So I'm kind of feeling like either you or your person is in transition and you're trying to get comfortable, but you can't seem to find your flow. You can't seem to find your groove. And that's okay because finding your process to anything takes time because we have to actually embody what we're doing to know whether we like it or not. And I feel as if you're connected to someone that tends to ruminate on things, overthink, they get in their own way. You have a tendency to overthink as well. A lot of times, believe it or not, even though you're so different from this person, you mirror this person. Now, I don't know why I'm just channeled that information. We'll figure it out as we go. Now, if you're new to the channel, hey, Monica. Yeah. Do you know, like, there's been, I what I said, there's a lot of weird energy. There's a lot of spiritual energy happening right now. And that spiritual energy is like us empaths really get affected by it, can get overstimulated, and then what happens is our electricity or electrical things short out. Do you ever have that? Hey, yeah, Mose. Yeah, like the moon will definitely affect it. And that's, again, especially if you're out of balance, right? And what makes a person out of balance? Your thoughts and your emotions. Too much thoughts create too much emotions. Good morning, Melissa. I'm from Australia. One day I'm gonna get there. One day I'm gonna be like, I'm in town, and you're gonna be like, no way. I'm telling you, that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen one day. It's gonna happen. Came out with an oracle system, guys. I'm really excited about it. I'm waiting for my books. My book should be here tomorrow, so I haven't really promoted the books yet. And I'll come to Ohio too. I've never been to Ohio. I've never really been anywhere. And what's so crazy is what happens with trauma is you don't remember parts of your life. You don't desire to do anything. You don't dream. Trauma, like you're in survival mode. And I was in survival mode for so long that as a kid, I wasn't present. So school was really difficult, grounding was difficult. And so it's like now as an adult, I'm finally starting to be like, hey, maybe I would want to do that. When we have trauma, we tend to live overly safe. And so ships in the harbor are nice, but that's not what they're made for. And understand the irony is that we live safe and we attract crazy because it's in balance. And spirit says, like goes to like. You're a mirror of who, and you say, I'm not crazy. Why are you making me attracted to someone that's like crazy? And spirit says, because strength comes from making yourself strong, not from that. Yeah, so I mean, childhood, when pieces of the childhood are forgotten about, it's you have fragmented pieces of self, and fragmented pieces of self are parts of you that you have detached and disassociated from. So you know what happened, but you don't, there's no real feeling about it. And you almost feel as if everything's delayed. And so detachment of the physical body, the physical world, all physical elements of the physical world is what happens because you inherited ancestral karma. So I came up, by the way, with this deck. As you can see, it's for healing the effects of psychic trauma. And the words in it are like self-obsession, universal panacea, which is a magic pill. There is no magic pill. It's unconditional love. It's unstructured. Again, they're shadow words, innovation. So you get the drift of it. And so, because healing, we're moving into a time that we have to evolve into the highest state of consciousness. There's a spiritual war happening right now, and it's a war on consciousness. One that'll tell you what you can have, what you can't have, make you believe that the answer is outside of you, but the answer isn't outside of you. The answer is inside of you. Because if you can imagine it, you can create it. How is that possible? Because you have spiritual sovereignty, and that sovereignty is the energy of unconditional love, which is the highest state of consciousness, which is God, which is the universe. This is the magic pill, universal panacea. I don't never think that I say the names right. I kind of, but you know what it is. It's that magic pill that makes people do what they wouldn't normally do. It makes people surrender their ego. So we've come into a time where we're seeing like relationships look like, again, crazy. Like people, we're really coming into a time where we don't trust, which is bad, because that means that you've learned to trust outside more than you've learned to trust inside. And so this channel is to help you heal. And but by understanding, why does my relationship look like this? Why am I being made to live this experience? Like, what is the whole point? And can I shape shift the connection? Can I possibly get what I want from the connection? If there's many different realities that play it at one time, and this is a karmic mate, that means learn. It doesn't necessarily mean that I always get to inherit the negative karmic retributions, though I will tend to always perceive that because that is what I've learned. And Spirit says again, only in the now do you get divine guidance. So it's about trusting yourself, integrating those core beliefs that are out of alignment with the laws of God, the laws of love, the laws of the universe, the laws of nature. They're all the same thing. So we're coming not just from a religious, psychological, philosopher, or any other. It's all the same. So you will walk in alignment, whatever your perception may be, you know, because some people don't believe in God. Some people just believe in universal energy. Some people don't know what they believe and don't really understand why they're here. So again, it's to give and receive of love by becoming of love. People make the mistake of thinking, again, the connection that they have will do that. So in the readings, the focus is really on the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see what is the karmic theme that you keep living. Because you want to break karmic loops, stop karmic cycles, to quantum jump into the reality you want to experience, because you are the alchemist of your own life. However, the world, other people, other things will make you think that you're not, but you actually are. So it's always come back into alignment with your true self, the higher self, which is of unconditional love. So if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you're going to like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out. It's the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. We want to know that when we're dealing with people that have shadows that create illusions. And again, the whole point is, why do we want to experience that? Disassociation, okay. Detached. So you, again, like goes to like. So you may say, well, I'm not an asshole. This person's an asshole. Again, if I'm dealing with somebody that has shadows, and Spirit says energy, negative energy, again, is mirrored out as insecurity, is also as arrogance. Again, there's only two energies, love and fear. But disassociation comes, again, not mainly from the first relationship that you, doesn't come from a relationship that you have normally. It comes from the environment that you grow up in, because it's a survival mechanism. Now, does it mean all the time? No, you could have gotten into the first relationship that you had at a young age, and to the point that you aren't really whole within yourself. And so, again, disassociation happens from severe trauma, emotional and psychological trauma, the trauma that's unseen. So, again, how do we deal with it? We detach, we disassociate. We know what happened, we know pieces of what happened, but there's also pieces that we don't remember what happened. And so there's a numbing. And so that, like I said, that can happen from, because it's a collective reading for a number of reasons. If you grew up in an alcoholic family, if you grew up in an environment that didn't make you feel safe, and it doesn't matter what kind of safe. However, if someone is never there for you as a child, the child's self is more sensitive. So you may even be like, I don't even really feel like that happened. Understand, you didn't integrate the spiritual lesson. So the energy is still there. You're an energy being. It's not like, oh, the situation's gone, it's forgotten about, the energy's gone. No, Spirit says you have to integrate that and you need to transmute the energy. Otherwise, the energy is you're still holding on to, and you're still going to be a magnet for that energy because it's all about learning down here. And if you don't know what you feel, you can't navigate your life. I feel like you're someone that's a very highly sensitive that tends to be like, I'm a real feely person. If anything, I overgive, I overdo, I overwant. That's a survival mechanism. Makes you very intuitive. However, it would also make you, again, if you grew up in trauma, be always looking for those situations and experiences. And I feel like you're connected to someone that you feel like you can't trust. And that's really what happens from disassociation, because if you don't know what you feel, then you're not going to know how to read that person, obviously. And so there's a sense of, I don't trust this person, but trust comes from not trusting outside. It comes from you trusting you, and understand that's what you're connected to. A person that also doesn't trust you because they're disassociated. And that also happens when you have a lot of feelings for someone, but you have wounds. So you have wounds again because of the trauma that you went through. So you overthink. And that mind chatter creates a lot of overstimulation in the body, right? And that overactivates the nervous system and actually makes you feel tired and lethargic and not really feel good. So, again, this is the energy that you're dealing with. And so, coming into a relationship with this energy means that you're going to get all the time a dynamic of runner chaser, a dynamic of where you feel like emotionally you're not getting your needs met. And the reason why is because the person doesn't know what they feel, and they're going to try and logic, and they feel inadequate, and they're always going to be coming from that wound of feeling inadequate, overcompensating. Now you may say, I don't give a shit. like which, but understand, to understand why you're tracking this person a lot of times is that Spirit says, well, you react the same way when you get overstimulated. So you would want to know that, number one. Number two is also so you cannot take things personally and realize that this person's deep sense of inadequacy is triggering your deep sense of inadequacy. And when that happens, you wind up not getting anywhere. You're just in a relationship with someone that triggers you all the time. So, and then the thing is, you have feelings for that person on top of it. So it's like, what is this? And so, and there's a cognitive dissonance. And it's one that the divine usually has their hand in, because they're like, it's time for you to heal. Time for you to heal. And this person is the best candidate for your healing. But I'm obviously going to bring them in a good looking package because you wouldn't want to deal with it otherwise. Yeah, like I said, this person is all about avoidance. And that's, like I said, the runner chaser, which obviously would trigger your abandonment, would obviously make you feel like emotionally you're not getting anything. And then you're like, okay, but what the hell's the point of it? Again, feelings are feelings. It's all about this person, again, not giving you attention, but then them needing the constant attention. So they create the facade and the illusion that they're a lot stronger and that they don't care about you as much as they do. But I feel like it's because this person tends to like wind up running into relationships, losing themselves in relationships, to be honest with you. And I feel like that's what they try to avoid. This person is always afraid of losing their freedom. So they have a bad tendency of cheating, having one foot in and one foot out. So I feel like them never really giving you attention, never letting you really know where you stood, was their way of trying to figure out, are you someone that I will know by comparison? I will know how you react. If I don't give you that much time and that much space, but I keep on coming back in and they're still attached to you, you're eventually going to say something to me. And I want to see how you handle being mad. I want to see how you would. That's someone that grows up in survival mode, plays those kind of games. Someone that wants to control. So they're always strategizing. And obviously, then that affects the emotional connection. And then they want to know why you're not really that nice person, that warm person anymore. So they wind up going out and cheating. And it's like, but that's because they never formed that intimacy, that bond. And that comes from, again, the disassociation. And how it plays out in your life is I keep getting people that like, they leave me. I know they're not really giving me. And it's all about trauma. So that's the underlying energy, is really disassociation. But we always know that disassociation comes from trauma. And so one of the behaviorisms is always going to be cheating, because the person, when you have trauma, you have a root chakra imbalance. Your adrenals are associated with that root chakra. So you feel very tired and lethargic. You don't feel good about yourself because you're always up in your head. And so this person always needs to do things to get that little dopamine, that little, that charge, that energy. So they love drama. Again, they create drama. Again, we're playing their little games. Like, let me play this game. Let's see how you're going to react. Obviously, if you pinch me, it's going to hurt. It's like, and you want to see how loud I'm going to scream? Yeah, because they're disassociated. So they don't really have feelings, or they need to be fulfilled. They need someone to fill them. When you're detached, again, you don't have energy. You feel tired. You feel lethargic because, again, you don't feel good about yourself. So everything will trigger this person. And that's why I said cheating is like a little, like a dopamine high. It's like I get to, have someone pay so much attention to me. I feel desired. I get to pretend that I'm who I pretend to be. And then I'm out of the relationship. And you may be like, ew. And right, exactly, because again, this person wasn't intending to grow feelings, wasn't intending for anything to happen. So we have to look and see, what are their true feelings now, even though you see all this fuckery and you see a lot, but that's what it looks like, a wounded person. Hurt people. And so again, we understand why, because they had trauma, and they had trauma like a long time ago. Does that make it right? No, it doesn't make it right. I will wait for a sign from you. So they're very in their ego, and they know that they should be coming back and apologizing. They know the games that they played, again, and not being vulnerable. But I feel like that they have been thinking about this, and it's something that has weighed on them. And this is not something that they normally feel. And they're almost like don't understand why. I feel like this person thought that they could just like walk away and everything was going to be fine. And the more that time goes by, the more that they're more open to wanting to talk to you. They were in their ego at first. So what it is now, it's like they would like to talk to you. And I feel like they don't want to come and talk to you first because, hey, well, then they're going to have to explain themselves. And this person likes to leave little bits and pieces out of their story. They like to strategize. Again, they're not in their heart. Just being near you is intoxicating because there is a soul connection, and when you have that, it fills you, right? And that's really what this person is noticing. They're like, I'm not doing anything for you. You're not doing anything for me because you're not coming to me. You're not giving me anything. But there's still like this chord and this excitement, like when you like someone. So almost like, I hope I run into this person. So if you live in this person's town, or I hope that they're going to reach out to me on my Facebook page, or whatever it is, this person like desires, for you to reach out to them. So every day they kind of look for it, and that's exciting to them, and that kind of gives them a dopamine high. And they don't realize the more time and energy you give to something, the more that you grow an attachment to it. So this person is disassociated, so being in the fantasy realm is a lot easier for this person. I believe that you and this person have a very strong, again, that psychic connection because of the trauma that brought up, that's just the way that you both learned how to survive. So there's this very strong connection, and this person has that with you, and they're not getting anything from you. And they're like, it's not like I'm going out and I'm like hooking up and lying and getting over and doing all this fuckery, and that you would feed me. So why do I even care? Because normally I don't even care. So they're actually like questioning their motive, and understand this is how God changes a person's mind. This is how spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it, this is how he uses people to change people, brings certain situations to change. This is not a conscious thing. This person was a very low vibration. We will be together again. They believe in their mind that they would have to put in a little bit of effort, but that you would come back. And I feel like they're someone that they tend to get what they want because they're very ego. They strategize, they plan, they seek things out, they do things very underhandedly. So almost like they study a person, and they study what that person likes, what they don't like, and they are able to orchestrate. And I also believe that they have money, but they're cheap normally. But when they want something, they will come in and they will do whatever it takes to create that like illusion per se, in order to get what they want. And I say illusion because they don't even know whether they would be able to maintain whatever that they're going for. It's almost like this person likes to lose people, and then almost to like come back and run back and be like, see, I could get you back. There's this sense of, again, a lot of ego. And I'm not saying that they don't have feelings for you, but this person normally doesn't have feelings where they have a consciousness. They have feelings of lust. They have feelings of passion. It's, again, here they're actually looking at their behaviors, and I feel like they have a lot of mixed feelings about it. It's where it's, again, the where I almost feel like they could be arrogant, be like, I know that we could be together again. It's like, after you cheated, really? Well, it's because I really do care. It's like, and I feel like I need to believe that, because I think that this person knows that what they've done. I want to go deeper, because I'm like, you're not telling me enough. Hello, everyone. Hello, Kentucky and Carly. And, don't mind, I get into the reading. Slick Rick, Dragon, Sana. Hello, everyone. Okay. Surrender brings us together faster than resistance. So again, I feel like you both trigger the shit out of each other. And it's mainly because this person plays a lot of games. They want the upper hand. They want you in their life. They have feelings for you. But again, the disassociation creates a lot of psychological reversals. That's where the person gets in their own way. They actually sabotage the connection. And they do so because, again, they want to appear stronger than they are. They tend to lose themselves. Disassociation, even though they're detached. They're detached emotionally. That doesn't mean that they're not needy. That's the paradoxical thing here. So it's like, but I can't come across as needy. It's in the beginning of the relationship because then I can't strategize and I can't navigate the relationship. So I'm going to give my time to a lot of different people because I need that attention. You're going to think that I'm a lot stronger than I actually am. But then it's all so that I can strategize to feel comfortable in the relationship. It's not really even to get over. It's about losing control because subconsciously that's what happens with this person. It's like, and it's a second chakra imbalance. When we see people that disassociate from themselves, they don't know what they feel, so they're not strong within themselves, so they feel the need to control everybody else and everything else. So we know those people. That's why Spirit's saying surrender will bring you a lot closer, where you're just like, I'm not going to surrender to like this bullshit because I've already gone through my own bullshit and I don't need your bullshit because I see it. It's on the billboard. You don't even hide it. It's like, and I'm not on this low vibration that it's going to come in and save you or fix you, or which is again what disassociated people always feel. That's why they're very codependent and they can make a lot of money. Doesn't mean that. It's like they're just not emotionally intelligent. So they feel no one likes them. They feel they're too much in their head. They're too much, and no one could walk around that way. That's exhausting. It's again, it winds up not just being a second chakra imbalance, but a first chakra imbalance because you're up in your head all the time. You're never present. You're again like utilizing so much energy when you're in survival mode, you don't realize it. Not to mention, it's not healthy. We have past life connections. Memories are surfacing either consciously or subconsciously. And so, again, we know that all karmic mates are like, again, obviously past life connections. So I feel like this person had that weird deja vu. Did they understand it? No. They might have said, "Oh, well, you felt familiar, you felt comfortable." That there was like obviously a passion if we recognize that person. But I feel like now that you're not like around them, I feel like in the past life they lost you. And so it's actually the past life is I'm going to lose this person again. I'm going to lose this person again for a different for the same reason, ironically, because that's what a past life karmic mate is. It's like they're in the same exact story of not showing up, of not really being there, of being stuck in their trauma. And this is why a person really needs to heal before they get into another relationship. But understand, Spirit says, when people have severe trauma, they tend to get stuck in, the fight, flight, freeze. They're stuck in freeze, stuck in stupid. That's what a spiritual block is. It's like, I'm going to overthink and get in my own way and then completely sabotage the relationship. But because I feel inadequate, I'm going to not show that I feel inadequate, because who walks around saying I feel inadequate? No, I have to overcompensate for that. And I have to give less, act more powerful. Again, I have to create the facade, but then in that, there's no emotional, I can't really let you in because I don't feel safe. That's this person. I'm afraid this relationship is too good to be true. And I pull away in fear. Yeah, they believe that they can't really have it. It's like they're afraid of abandonment. But people that are disassociated tend to abandon themselves because, again, they're in their own way. They're stuck in this. They're stuck in their head. This is a person that is living a reality that is not really actually happening. They're stuck in their trauma. And that obviously you might say, well, then why am I experiencing it? And Spirit says, well, you're a mirror of who and what comes into your life. So you have to say, how is it making you feel? And you would say, obviously not good. Our destiny is calling, preparing our underway to take the next step. So I feel like this is a past life karmic connection. I feel like this is for again, to the purpose of clearing karmic programs, that it's time that now on some level, on a spiritual level, a lot of times we say, I want to learn this. I don't want to go through this experience again. And that may not even be conscious. It might be just, I've lived an experience and it was a horrible fucking experience. And I said, I'm never going to live that experience again. I'm ready to like actually learn. I'm ready to do the work. I'm ready to, whatever the fuck that was, I don't want to live it again. Whatever it is, I'm ready. And the spirit says, okay. So again, it's good because, you know, like life has to evolve, you know, your destiny's calling. This is how people move. And so this relationship is supposed to help you prepare, you know, prepare to help you heal, it help this person heal, really. Now, whether you guys do something together is something altogether, but what it is it's like, it's in order for you to take the next step, either way, Spirit's saying, it's like your inner children really need to come first. It's like you really need to heal that inner child, because again, that's the trauma that's playing out. This person's stuck in like a delusional like reality, because that reality isn't actually playing out with you. They're just being completely triggered and so in survival, and enter into the relationship assuming that that's a relationship is going to be. No one can control their relationship. You don't know what a person is thinking. You have to be in the moment. You have to again be able to like feel intuitively, and this person's not emotionally intelligent. And that's what happens when you come from survival. It doesn't mean they're not a good business person. Doesn't mean that they're not brilliant. Usually people that are like this are, because they formed their escapism through, again, reading, doing, very grounding energy, very logical survival energy. But again, the kicker is you didn't learn how to survive this that way. I'm trying to leave my comfort zone with this issue, and understand that's what the relationship is doing. It doesn't mean that the person surrenders their ego fast. It's like that this ego, they created a wall to protect themselves. That's what disassociation is. It's like, I know what happened, but I don't really, it didn't affect me. It's not affecting me. And Spirit says, yes, it is. You're an energy being. Just because you say, oh, it's gone, doesn't mean the energy is not gone. You have to integrate it. You need to transmute that energy. It needs to be made into unconditional love. That's not unconditional love. It's again creating a persona, a mask. It's energy that's not utilized by you. And it's negative energy. And that's what's making you attract to people that actually have a worser condition than you actually do. Because God says, I don't look at a little or a lot. The universe says, I don't, it's this, the language of the universe is like just goes to like. It's out of alignment. That's it. And so again, this person is being made to change. I can't validate our love in the 3D until I understand our spiritual love in the 5D. Give me time to explore this aspect so I can be a strong spiritual partner for you. And I feel like, again, what did I say? They're very logical. They're very analytical. They're very, like, again, they could run a business. There's someone that's smart. There's someone that learned how to survive differently. The spiritual realm, I don't understand this. I don't understand because I never cared. I tend to not have feelings. I didn't think that I cared even with you. It's just now that I'm over here and you're over there and you're not in my life and I'm able to actually see what life is, I don't like it. And it's like, again, it's making me look at my life, not just my life, again, past life memories, but actually my past life in this life. What was the karmic behavior? And my karmic behavior is avoidance. The karmic thing is I need the attention. I have a lot of trauma. I don't, really, that's really what it is. And it plays out as craziness in my relationships because of the disassociation that I don't feel. I create a lot of drama. It's, again, are they conscious of it? Starting to, but more or less not as deep as they need to go for themselves. And Spirit says, no, that's why I'm utilizing you. That the connection, the past life connection, the fact of teaching this person to surrender again is actually helping them to like look at their ego again in order for them to like leave their comfort zone. But they have to do that inner child work in order to move forward in their life, in order for you to move forward in your life. Not all the time are our relationships going to work out. Sometimes we just date these insignificant. We're like, what? That was like a dud. It was like like that person. They made me feel like they liked me. Like what was that relationship? It was like a few weeks maybe, and it didn't even last. Well, again, a lot of times it's a past life karmic mate that just came in to help you. And it doesn't mean that they don't have feelings. Sometimes it's again, they're not like they're more wounded than you are. So you're just about learn the lesson, but you needed to actually go through the experience to see a different version of yourself to transmute that energy. A lot of times that's just what it is. It's like you needed to go through the experience. I'm changing this pattern and moving forward, but that's what Spirit's saying. If you leave, that's going to make this person change the patterns that they do to sabotage their connections. This person doesn't believe they can have love because they're disassociated. They don't know what love actually felt like. They thought love was control, and then they would get into these relationships where they would lose themselves and then wind up giving up all their control, and they hated the relationship and they're like, I don't want that. It's like, but really they're reliving the trauma that they grew up in, where really what you did was you're like, oh, well, I'm not dealing with this. But because it was a past life connection, they're like, well, I lost you before. I kind of know that you're not going to have a problem leaving me. You're like, I see that you're doing it. And that's actually what makes this person like look at their behaviors, and whether they're with you or not, the universe says, I don't care. The universe says, I did my job, like, which is I'm helping you both to evolve into the best versions of yourself, which is to come from a place of unconditional love. This person was stuck. And it's because, again, they would be stuck if you don't know what you feel. I don't know what I feel, and I'm logically like looking at all my relationships, and I'm looking at my life, and I'm basing my life on what has transpired. So I'm not going to really feel that I can have that. So I'm going to, again, try to get what I want without really being vulnerable. But that's keeping it yourself in a place of disassociation. It's keeping you detached and keeping you actually stuck in the low vibration, which is really uncomfortable, especially if the person that they have feelings for is like, well, I'm not going to stick around and to be in this low vibration because I'm actually on my way out of this vibration. I'm actually going up to the next level. So I will no longer be eating at McDonald's or Taco Bell. I'm actually going to be eating at the steakhouse now. I'm actually going to like be eating at a fancier place, vegan food, whatever it is. It's a much better quality of food. And this person is like, it triggers their ego. It says, wait a minute, like, I'm going to lose this person that I actually had connection with. That was fine if you were going to stay in my vibration, but on top of it, you're going to exit out. And Spirit says, that's right, bitch. The universe says, that's right. It's like you're going to stay in this low vibration. You might find either that or you're going to move really fucking fast. You're going to move that ass really fast to get yourself to the next level and change the patterns that need to be changed, because you're going to stay in the gutter. You're going to stay in that low vibration. And that's what this person's afraid of. They're like, I don't want that because I have a lot of passion. I have a lot of passion. Spirit says, of course you do, because you have a root chakra imbalance, so it's overactive. So you're always thinking about wanting to hold the person and feel them in your arms and have your bodies unite. Of course you do, because there's a lot of passion, but you wouldn't move otherwise. Spirit says, so this is how I have to do it, because you wouldn't move that little ass of yours fast enough to get to the next level unless you were hot for the person. So I'm gonna make you do it. And you also wouldn't look at all the fucked up shit that you did unless you were hot for that person. And understand this is something that you don't really even want to do. That's the kicker. It's just something that you have to do because you experienced them leaving you already in a past life. There's a sense of internal knowing that it's going to happen again. And they might not even know that they're having a past life connection with you. They might not even know that. They just, again, feel it. We are coming into union. So this person feels like, because they're can still feel you. But I feel like that's the thing. When a person thinks and thinks and thinks, they become obsessive, which obviously this is what happens when you're going to move on, right? And this person, again, their ego gets triggered. They get the excitement, their passion runs, and then they're like, they get stuck in their ego. Now their ego works for them to be like, well, you're going to be mine. Me and you are going to be together. Like I said, this person knows how to get what they want. The issue is that they tend to need to sabotage what they want before they fight hard enough to really figure out what they want. And that's because they are detached. They're like, I don't really know what I want. So if you make things too easy for them and you do too much, they get bored. And so it was almost like this person needed to be with someone that was on a higher vibration, that's going to make things happen in their life, to be like, I don't really care whether you're in my life or not. My life is going to be awesome regardless. And that, again, this person's like, wait a minute. It's like, wait a minute. It's like, you're like, I expected you to, be with me and like tolerate this fuckery. And it's like, but now I'm gonna like actually open up my heart a little bit to you, believe it or not, because I would never do this, but I'm like, you're leaving, you're out the door, you're almost on the next level. So I like, what am I gonna do? My back's up against the wall. It's like, I'm gonna tell you, I long ago shut down those parts of me that wanted love, romance, and intimacy. But you make me long for those things again. So I didn't know that. I didn't know that because I didn't know what I felt. I didn't know, like, because I was disassociated. I kind of had to lose you in order to like understand, like, whether or not you were important, whether you deserved a spot in my life. When I let myself go deeper into thoughts of you, I can feel my heart opening. And Spirit says that's the whole fucking point, because you're disassociated, you shut down your heart. It's like, and you shut down your heart, it's again, you're here to give and receive of love. You're here to be the expression of love. That's all I am. You're the part of the universe, but you're acting like you're not. You're acting detached from it. You're acting like you can't have love when that is what you are. So I had to bring you back to your heart chakra. Again, that first and second chakra, we know blocked. That third chakra was blocked. Again, cowardly energy. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see somebody that's going to be like, please show me. Please, again, be very like one way or the other. Either I'm going to be extremely needy and up your ass and love bomb you, or I'm not going to give you nothing at all. So again, this very imbalanced energy of wanting to control, of wanting, again, coming really more from their emotions, but they're not emotionally intelligent because they don't know what they feel. So it's, again, it makes them not trust themselves and obviously not get good relationships. So what really Spirit had to do was bring somebody in, again, that there is this bond, this unconditional bond. So we see a lot of spiritual energy throughout this reading. There are messages being exchanged through music and movies. So again, like, this person is not like a signs and synchronicity person, but I believe they got to a place where they're like, I still have feelings and I never have feelings. Normally I don't care. And where they had to access the spiritual part of themselves. I don't think that this person said, oh, I want to become spiritual. That's not what happened. What happened is that you left their life and they didn't think that they had a connection with you because, hey, they took it for granted. They're talking to a lot of people. They're so caught up in their ego and getting attention. And then on top of it, thinking in their head, a little delusional that you would going to be there and be like, how come you're not giving me enough time? How come you're not going to be there? So, and actually have them, like, give them energy. That's not what happened. You're like, I'm almost out of this vibration. I'm almost out of here. I'm not going to stick around for this fuckery. My life is going to be really good. It's like, I'm not going to, and that's what this person is like. Again, the catalyst. It's not just, you, it's the fact that you're moving on a higher vibration. This person wasn't moving. So I feel like they're looking for a sign. It's like they're like, obviously the logical and analytical, but they're moving into their intuition, which is what spirit wanted them to do. This person shut down their heart. So they're, again, logical, analytical, their survival, that's where all their wounds are. So of course, all they're doing is getting in their own way. And all they're doing is sabotaging the connection, making a mockery out of everything, when really, once they surrendered, which is, again, what spirit said was like, come on, man, surrender. It's like, stop trying to control the situation. Get out of your head. Get out of the logical. Okay, you know what? They're on their way out. They're on their way out. So you're going to lose the person. So, and that's, again, the person's like, what do I want? Why am I holding back? And that, again, brought them to, I shut down myself a long time ago. It's like, and really, now I need a sign. I've hurt you and I'm sorry. I hope that you can forgive me someday and understand I was reacting in fear. So this is what holds them back. Like I said, they have to look at, like, they had to come to a place of, well, why aren't I coming back? And what's underneath that ego that we're coming into union, and I'm so engrossed with the passion. If I have all these feelings, then what's holding me back? And what's holding this person back is the fact that they know that they hurt you. And I feel like this person has done things in their life where people have not forgiven them. So, and that's also taught at a young age, that you don't ask for forgiveness. You don't apologize because you're not forgiven. So there's all these weird things which are ego driven. My heart is opening to love and guiding me back to you. It's, again, regardless of this person's ego, which, again, I feel like they're terrified because they're like, you might say no. You might not want to have anything to do with me because I know that I've hurt you. But, and spirit says, well, at the end of the day, you will surrender your ego because I always win. The universe says, I always win. I collect my due. Karma is my language. And, you weren't right and you can't control love. You can't control me. You think that you're so smart. You might have gotten over on a lot of people, but guess what? You're not smart to everyone. And now you're being forced to change. Otherwise, you lose this person. And this person actually had to lose you in order to be like, what the fuck am I doing? But again, that's how big their ego was. So you have to say, well, then what's the point? First of all, why did I attract this person into my life? What are they planning on doing? Except for they're guiding their way back to me. And spirit says, I feel like they're going to just try and figure it out. The most important thing for you is to understand why you attracted this person into your life, because their spiritual element, once you integrate the spiritual lesson, you'll either grow your bond stronger or you won't even be attracted to this person anymore. If they're a real karmic mate, the psychic cord that's connected a lot of times is just the fact that you didn't learn the lesson. So there's no closure. And so it's hard to move on. And the subconscious mind will not let go of that person. It's just because it's like the subconscious mind says, no, you're not getting rid of that person. That's the only passion that you had. And who knows when the next person's coming. So we got to hold on to that person. And it's a law of transmutation. It needs to be replaced. You can only, again, change the energy where you replace it with something else. You just can't get rid of something. And that's why, for those of you that are like, I still have a connection to this person, that's the reason why. It's not because a lot of times you even have feelings, but you don't know. It doesn't mean that, again, if this person moves their ass and now they're really doing the work and they are that karmic mate, they could be evolving to a higher level soulmate, believe it or not. Again, people don't just stay at a karmic mate, but you always have free will. That's why I said you should see how it plays out, you know? Um, but we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? Well, card number one for the inner child cards is discipline. Now, obviously, if you grew up in the same type of environment where you were disassociated, then, the way that you learned how to survive was through, your friends and through like doing fun things, but not really disciplining yourself enough to, find your soul's purpose, to get good at any, talent or hobby, where you felt like it made a way where there was no way for you. Like I said, you didn't invest enough in yourself consistently. That would be card number one. Card number two is resilient, but you would again be gifted in the fact of, hey, but no one helped me. Again, I was disassociated, didn't feel safe. Meaning I had to figure out everything myself, and I was traumatized, but it made me strong. I utilized all my gifts to, survive. And as children, we know how difficult it is. And I say that because, again, I pulled guidance. So I feel like there wasn't any guidance. And that guidance, again, that you had to parent yourself. You had to figure things out yourself. I also feel like you had strong intuition that helped guide you. And that's a gift that you had. I just feel like you didn't use that gift to create, again, anything. You just used it to like navigate your life, which Spirit says it made you very intuitive. It made you, again, to do that. But now you can take that gift and, again, utilize it in a different way. And be disciplined, because, again, consistency was your issue. Didn't mean you didn't have hobbies, but you didn't feed them enough. Didn't mean you didn't have interest, but you didn't feed them enough. The moment that it got a little hard or you got a little boring, you threw it by the wayside. And Spirit says discipline is the biggest root chakra in balance. When you see people that start, they stop, again, they're not consistent, and so they're not able to manifest anything. And it's mainly because they grow up in an environment that the parents have a very unrealistic expectation of how fast you're supposed to manifest, how fast you're supposed to learn. Everybody has their own unique unfoldment process. When we're disciplined, we're finding that. It's like every day we show up and we figure out our style. We find our individuality. You weren't allowed to do that because you were too busy surviving. And that when that happens, it's like we're coming from a place of trauma. And then that's why we disassociate. It doesn't feel good, especially when you're a child and you're having to navigate with other adults that are looking at you like, where are your parents? And, like your children should not be made to feel that way. And isolation, that's having to figure things out, is really what I feel like when you don't have support, when you don't have guidance. What children do is they go into isolation. I feel like being connected to this person, you didn't have discipline. Like, again, you gave yourself the discipline because they weren't giving you time or energy. So you didn't want to put the time and energy towards this person. This is what you needed to do to get to the next level, is what Spirit said. Spirit's like, I need you to become disciplined within your craft, to put your energy into yourself, so that you can, again, finally get to the next level. Again, to listen to your gift. You, again, always had that intuition. Again, that higher self. Well, again, utilize your gift of resilience, because you were always resilient. No matter what you had to go through as a little child, you were able to do it. It's, again, you have strength. But you don't really need to go into isolation anymore. That it's about more or less connecting to different people, to different situations, really to heal that root chakra. It's we want to create support. Isolation is again that I feel like I need to retreat. I don't feel safe. And that's what this person did. They didn't make you feel safe. And they didn't. Because again, of their own disassociation, their game playing, their cheating. Again, that's I don't feel safe with you. Well, again, Spirit says it doesn't matter. It served its purpose because I just brought this person into your life to help you get to the next level because they weren't going to give it to you. And you were going to be damned if you were going to sit there and wait for this person to give it to you because he said, "Oh no, I came too far. I'm almost out of this level. I'm not going to stay here." And so Spirit says, it gets you out of isolation, but this person expected you to like get like a little traumatized by it because again, they weren't healed. But the whole point is they are getting out. I'm glad, Rose, that you're resonating. Yes, you can ask me a question. Just let me finish my reading. Yeah, because they actually want to, it's like they want to actually create something, collaborate. There's a sense of, they want to create like like harmony with you. They always had that feeling that you felt like home to them. And I feel like they don't really know what they want. But in this card, I feel like there's a part of them that feels like that they could be a team with you, that they could collaborate with you, that they could, you know, create something with you. And I just feel like, again, you're moving up to the next level. You're making things happen. They desire you. They don't want to be left behind. There's a sense of, I feel like I can help you. Like I said, I feel like this person is very business oriented. I don't really feel like they're a spiritual person. That's why they were like, I need to like investigate this whole spiritual thing. Like they're gonna like actually read some books to become a better spiritual partner. It doesn't work that way. It's actually being in the relationship. But this is how logical and analytical this person is. It's like, I need to do something, and if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it perfect. So I'm gonna, where it's like overthinking, get out of your own way. We then want to go from one extreme to another, and Spirit says it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, it brings this person and really you, believe it or not, to a place of love, of unconditional love. It's a romance, right? Because again, you make this person feel good. It's again, that's what it is. And that's what this person really desires. And I think because you're so strong and you actually are on a high vibration, this person to you is dating people on a low vibration, people that tend to be codependent towards them, and they have avoidance style. They have a detachment issue. So they're like, oh no, I can't have that. Their biggest thing is they're afraid of losing their identity, but because they tend to do that, they're detached and they wind up losing themselves in the relationship. Now here it is, you're making stuff happen, and you are like, you will not be clinging to me in that way. You will not be like, I'm doing my thing. This is my life. I have that. And you're teaching this person. And there's a sense of, again, I'm like, I feel like my life would be good with you. I feel like we could do something. I feel like we can create, right? We can together, we can do something. And on top of it, there's a sense of, you make me feel good. You make me feel good because you're healthy. That's why, because you're moving up to the next level. So, and this person is like, it's exciting. And they're like, they can't figure out how to do it. And really, Spirit says a lot of people can't. Love makes people surrender their ego, and it's all about bringing them to me, which is all I am, is unconditional love. And that's by them getting out of their own way. And again, we're going to see it again. It's like this person wants like love and romance. They want to at least offer some sort of friendship. They want this relationship, but there's a relationship they're getting more emotionally intelligent. Understand, that's what Spirit wanted. Spirit was like, I don't care what happens here, but you got to become a lot more emotionally intelligent than what you are, because you keep getting in your own way and sabotaging the relationship. So I had to bring somebody to you that you were going to be really attracted to, that was going to be a past life. So there's a lot of passion here, where you're going to finally surrender your ego, because that person is on their way out. They're moving on up, leaving you behind. And for you, my friend, to be around someone this annoying, so you'd be like, I'd be damned. I'm not going to be sticking around for this. I am moving up. I'm going to show you, because you already learned, I am not going to cry. I'm not going to cry at all. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to talk to you about it. I'm going to have a good fucking life. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see I'm going to have a good life. You never see this person move so fast in your life. You would never see this person move as fast, because they know it. And that's because there is this past life connection. So they already know you're cutting the cord. They can feel it. And there's also, they can see it, because again, I feel like they're stalking, or they know, or they've been asking. Things are going to happen for you. Things they saw you working towards something. So it's only a matter of time. And it's all about them learning really how to love themselves. Because a lot of times detachment and disassociation, is where we hold on to shame. We hold on to these low vibrational energies. And when that happens, you know, it's like it doesn't make you feel good. It keeps you in a place of limitation. It keeps you in a place, and really, inevitably, that's what Spirit's saying. It's like you both are learning. It's like, and I'm helping, but again, orchestrating this type of relationship. Positive action. I focus on the beauty in me and I find silence. I live and honor the present by doing what I can do now. What I cannot change, I let go and let God. So again, the relationship really is about surrendering to what you can't change. And obviously, once you did, you walked away from this person. You were like, I'm not dealing with this. That's when again this person actually moves their ass. But I want to see what is their thing again. Yeah, they support. They whatever you're doing, they want to actually support it. They want to be an associate with it. I think again there's a sense of a sense of them again, that like really wanting to work on this relationship again, making it last, like making something that's very strong, making something again, they feel like there's an unbreakable bond, believe it or not. It's like it, because this person has already broke it. They did everything that they could to destroy the relationship, because this is what they do, because they have disassociation. And so what it is what are they ready to do? They're ready to come in. They're ready to help you do whatever you're doing within your life. They're going to help. They're going to support you. They're going to, this is how they show their love. I don't believe that they are like someone that's emotionally intelligent. I think them actually coming back is a huge deal for them. It's again, they're prideful, their ego. Remember, they're surrendering their ego. So this is huge for them. But they feel like they have something to offer, and I feel like they thought that they could live without you. It's again, why? Because they've been doing this forever. Why again, I didn't give you enough time for that to happen, and that never happened before, so why would it happen now? And it's because God says, because it was a spiritual connection, and that's why this person's like, I have to explore like the whole spiritual dimension, because I don't really understand this. I don't really know what it is logically. All I know is that I can come in and I can help be the backbone, help support you, help do that. Again, logical. So we have two different perceptions of how to navigate life, which are gifts, you know, but, you know, two people that also had the same trauma. So I'm going to leave that there. And I think that that's really what it is. I mean, listen, hi, Eileen. And well, I think it's important that to know in every relationship, you know, you have free will. And this is, again, this is from this person's perception. Whether or not you accept it, obviously, is something altogether different. You know what I mean? However, this person feels as if, well, if I'm going to come back, I have to offer something. You know, obviously, I'd have to gain your trust. I really want romance. That's what this person really is after. It said it a few times. They have passion for you. Person doesn't stick around long enough to learn their spiritual lessons. People don't care normally. The whole reason why this person cares is because there's feelings. And again, but that's what really spirit was doing. Doesn't really care whether you're going to be with them or not. You have free will. Spirit says, I did my job. It's that this person's karma if you're not going to be with them because they screwed up too much. But you also say you may never be with them, and this person really works really hard to get back into your life, and then you get exactly what you want. Again, which is just a changed version of themselves. And if it's a real soulmate, one where there is unconditional love, that person would be able to like win you over regardless. Because again, God says, well, just because you think you can control it, you can't control it either. The whole thing is you might say no, but then you're just cutting your nose off to spite your face and you'll be miserable because there really is a connection. So it's not about control. It's about trusting yourself. It's again, and in the now you get divine guidance. You have discernment because you're not so close up to the picture because you're involved and invested in your own life and have other passions in your life. So that is what's making you desirable towards this person. That's what is making this person be like, well, you're not like everybody else. You're not, it's again, I don't have to lose myself in the connection. You won't let me be codependent, even though I don't think that they know that they're codependent, but they know that the relationship wouldn't look that way because you don't rely on this person. You're on a higher vibration. You're like, I don't care. You're going to be in my life. You're not going to be in my life. It's like, it's going to be this way. You may say, well, then why? The spirit says, well, maybe because you're always the underdog in the relationship and I need you to balance out your energy. And in order to do that, you have to step into being the person that's in charge in the relationship and setting boundaries. And you'd be like, well, I don't really like that either. And spirit says, if there's love, you'll do it and you'll live it for a certain amount of time until, again, the relationship ends. But the relationship would still serve its purpose. And that is what you don't get. It's that the relationship always, the universe brings you what you need to help you. And that's really what it is. Now, I'm going to leave that there. And I don't know who the winner was. I forgot the person's name because I set this up a long time ago. And I sent it a long time ago to the person. So again, I assume that they would just come on. I have a lot of different channels and I wind up doing this for a lot. So that's what it is. Yes, lessons learned and passed. And that's really what it's about. Mariana, are you still there? Do you still have a question? But yes, that's what it's about. Not every single soulmate, past life connection you're going to be with for the rest of your life. Hey, Renee. You know, you get people in your life to teach you, and some come for a day, some come for a season, sometimes for a lifetime. This person, I believe, would come for like a season, you know, to get you to the next level, like how you are. It doesn't mean that there isn't love. Doesn't mean it's again, there's unconditional love. We wouldn't stick around long enough. However, if they're on a much lower vibration and you again are on your vibration up, that means you are already ahead of them. And within a few more lessons that you would learn, you would evolve right out of this person's life. And it's because they still need to do healing. they still need to do, and they are bringing something to you. Like it says here, I'm going to be the bones, I'm going to support you. So they're giving you something. It's not like they're not. It's when whatever they're giving is going to help you within what it is that you are manifesting. But I feel like you said, unless they would evolve at the same rate, they're most likely not going to stay in your life. They'll stay in for a certain amount of time. Now, if Monica is Mariana still not there, if she's not there, then, or if anyone else has any questions, wants to know anything about anything else, a spiritual topic, please ask me now. Otherwise, I am going to log off. I'm going to take my doggies to the dog park, and this was for my winner. I don't know who that person was, but hoping that you guys resonated with it as well, because a lot of times that's the way that it works. That you're dealing with people that'll have the same energy vibration. So no questions, no questions. I'm going to give it 10, 9. Yeah, the moon is powerful right now. Well, there's right now, I feel like the moon always illuminates, right? What needs to be healed. And also, like, I feel like we're in spiritual times right now. And spiritual times, like, again, there's a lot of different energies going on. Oh, great, Monica. I'm so glad that you resonated with it. So did you have a question? Did you have a question? I think Monica actually was the winner. Someone asked who was the winner. Dragon pick. That's who the winner was. Monica. Hello, Truth Wave Energy. So I feel like again that it's a time. Yeah, it's with Scorpio. The moon is like definitely you can make the powers of the moon work more. But what I notice is when people have spiritual blocks, what happens is that the moon can actually bring out whatever needs to be healed. You know, it's just, I'm glad. I'd like to know if the person in my life, no contact right now, is bad news or has potential. Well, be cute. There's many different realities that play out at one time. So it's again, people always have potential, but do they want to have potential? Let's see. I want to see. Because I feel like this person hasn't given that much time towards it. And I feel like this is a problem with your situation. I feel like BQ, at one time you gave this person too much time, too much energy. It's again like it was good, and then all of a sudden it wasn't good, and it wasn't for no good for any reason except for that this person was like, oh, I don't really want that type of connection right now, this monogamous type of relation right now. And you showed that you did. And so I'm so glad that you feel that way. So what I feel is that, you know, you treated this person the way that you wanted to be treated. So at this point, I just feel like, I mean, Knight of Coins, like, yeah, like it would be like lack of direction right now, which is exactly what I felt, because it's a Knight of Coins and it's reversed. So it's like, I would want to be in your life, but I don't really want what you want. You want like a monogamous relationship. You want to give and take equal reciprocity. You want someone to show up with you. These people are lazy. Like, I feel like this person would literally make plans with you and then not show up. And then if you were to call them, they would be like, oh, I just got lazy and didn't feel like going. Like, that's like where they are. And it's not because of you. It's like there's also a sense of, I don't have to change. Right, yeah, everybody wants respect. So again, like what did I say? I got the Lovers, but I got it reversed. So it's again, it's the person wants their cake and eat it too, because misaligned values, okay, that which is what uh the Lovers reversed really is. It's like I have feelings for you, but I don't want that. And that's at one time, BQ, you had to have been focused more on being liked than being respected, and that's really what it is. I mean, with your situation, Monica, yes, he's rude. And I saw myself in a meadow, and your guide was a dog. Oh, then, well, there, everybody has a spirit animal, and so your spirit animal is a dog. So a dog symbolizes loyalty, like someone that's loyal, someone that is not never going to leave your side, and that is a spirit guide. So everyone has a power animal, and that power animal is some that brings in medicine that we need to integrate. Hey, sorry, that we need to integrate. And so, like, again, that's what that represents. It's like the medicine that the animal needs to give. Yeah, so that's what it is. The person wants you right now. Now, can we do anything about the energy? That's the energy. Like, it's like, can we shape shift this energy to get what we want if we do something that we want? Again, so not something that we want, but again, a lot of times something that we don't want. That's why we have to do it. Yeah, dog barks at the right time. That's again the loyal dog. Someone that's a protector, someone that's again, they're guardians. They're little angels that come into life at the right time. They're like, I want to go to the dog park, damn it. Like, I mean, yeah, see how they moved into like that. My little one does not care about the big fat one. I didn't want to put my screen up, so I mean, now you guys get to see Dominic in Miami. Hey, stop biting his ankles. That's what he does. He bites his ankles. Disassociated. Listen. Didn't I tell you? This person still has, like, again, that energy. So we know that these are your inner child wounds. Again, disassociation. And look what you got. You attached to this person because of disassociation. And I said that in the beginning of the reading. But understand, when we ask, is this person going to do what they need to do for you? Again, maybe you resonate with this reading because, again, disassociation. I feel like you're dealing with someone that's disassociated. And again, if you grew up suppressed. So it's about more or less like spirit saying, like, you want to go out and you want to like pour into yourself. That you want, if you were suppressed, you don't even really even know what you want. It's again your innocence. Thank you, Mose. We're gonna go. I need this healing, and I was drawn to quantum meditation, and my spirit went. That's good. I mean, that's really what it is. And to find your gifts, BQ. It's like, that's really what it is. And we have to ask ourselves, like, why did you attract that person? Because it's like, I don't really feel as if I felt like it's misaligned, and it's misaligned because they're disassociated. That's why I'm like, this reading was actually for you too, BQ. And it's about investing yourself, because then you're able to be like, maybe you didn't feel like you had like gifts, or were utilizing your gifts enough towards your life, because when when we find the things that we're good at, then we're able to like share them and connect to people deeply and on an emotional level. And I feel like then you would recognize someone that wasn't giving you enough, someone that was rude right away. And Renee, I feel like your path is always part of, again, if you feel like there is nothing, like again, and you needed a lot of healing, and you're putting your energy towards it, that it may not be that modality, but it's certainly the healer's path. It's certainly about, it's where you're investing in, it's what you're called to, it's what you love, it's what stirs up your soul, it's what again means something to you. Like it has to mean something. And it's like, and really on a lot of different levels, the healing does mean something. That's how you're going to be able to connect on a deep level with other women. And I feel like that would help you heal your mom issues, your issues again with your trauma. So, yes, I believe that that's a lot of times is our path. It's to give back. So I appreciate the breakdown of it. Thank you so much. I'm glad, Desiree, because I know that again the readings are long and sometimes it's a lot. And connecting, I guess I am connecting to what I am asking. Yes, it's like you are connecting to it. It's just disassociation. It's like I don't know whether it's right, and spirit saying, get out of your head. That doesn't mean just within your relationships. It means with what you're doing. That it's an unfoldment process, because understand, you may say, oh, I was the one thought I was going to do healing, and spirit says there's many different healing modalities, there's many different things. It's an unfoldment process that no one can copy it, no one can take what's yours. It says that in the Bible, because your unique individuality is, hey, this is what meant something to me. This felt right. My gut was telling me. I saw it out of my third eye. And I was guided. I was co creating with spirit and the universe. And as one door opened, another door closed. I didn't really realize I was going to take another healing modality. But what made you take another healing modality, Renee? Well, wouldn't you know, when I went to take the quantum one, well, the lady had an asthma attack and she couldn't show up. So there was another lady down the hall that wound up teaching a class, and I wasn't planning on going to that, but I wound up going to that because someone told me and I was there already. And again, you were redirected. So understand, you will always be guided again, like, and that's it's no one can copy what's yours. It's tailored to your unique individuality, what means something to you. Again, your body, mind, and spirit, you feel it within your heart, your gut, and your mind. That's how you know you're balanced. Spirit says you know by doing. And again, you find your own unique style, because just because you take one healing modality, guess what? The more that you wind up learning and growing, the more that you would integrate into the spiritual, into your healing modalities to treat people. And that's how people would know you. They would say, oh, I know Renee by, because she does this special thing. She dances around like a chicken for 5 minutes, beating on a drum. And then she goes into, and hey, I always thought that that was a wacky thing, but wouldn't you know, I went to other healers and they didn't do that, and it just wasn't the same experience for me. That it won't logically make sense. And it's like, and I'd say, Renee, why do you do that? And you'd be like, I don't know. I got into meditation and I visualized my spirit animal. It was a chicken, and I don't know why it was like, and that's, and you'd be like, that's again doesn't logically make sense. But people that resonate with you, they will come to you. You're not in charge of who comes to you. You're not in charge of what things look like either. It's an unfoldment process. Right. Well, again, I felt chickens and I didn't know why. It was like almost like you like chickens. I don't know why. Like I said, so almost like maybe like how you give up chicken, like there's little rituals that you do. Again, when you have chickens, who knows? I don't know. But Spirit's saying there would be a reason, and that's personal to you. That means something to you. And that's why Spirit says it's a co-creation process. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. You're not in charge of how we get there. You're only allowed to say what you want to do. You're not allowed to say how you get there, when it happens. I'm in charge of all that, the universe says. And you say, well, why is that? And Spirit says, because I'm going to bring you people and situations and experiences that you wouldn't want to do. I'm going to change you. I'm going to mold you, and I'm going to restore you. Otherwise, you're going to just keep repeating the same thing. And so understand, and the world is not really I don't want to say it's not a safe place, but it's, again, you can't trust everybody in the world, because again, people are not coming from the same consciousness of you. So if you're creating yourself, and people again see that you're doing something, they would obviously want to take a piece of it, because they say, well, you're making it happen, I want to make that happen too. And so spirit says, this way no one can copy what's yours. You're unique to your own unique individuality, to your style. And that is the process, Renee, that you're finding it right now. See, you dance like a chicken. I'm telling you, you're gonna bring that in somehow. The chicken dance into the healing modality. Who knows? Maybe a little like root work you're gonna bring in. I don't know. But my point is, it's again going to be different than anyone else's. And in that, that's what makes people resonate with you. They're going to say, you know what? I resonate with you. I've been through, now I'm letting go. And that's what it's about now. It's about understanding that you get the life, you're born into to the family that's going to give you spiritual lessons. You, not just the family, but the environment, the time period, everything contributes to the lessons that you learn. Obviously, like you see people being born during COVID, look what they have to learn, right? They were taught wrong, that there's not enough. They went to remember their parents with the lack. That was a real reality, but people form behaviorisms and habits that are built on those realities. And that's what's dangerous if you don't know about your spiritual sovereignty, and that you can have your spiritual sovereignty by integrating your spiritual blocks. It's again, it's all part of realizing that you are part of the whole, that you are part of the universe, but you always have to come from the highest state of consciousness, which is unconditional love, which is hard to do in a world that is fucked up a lot of times. But again, you're dealing with people on all different levels of consciousness, telling you all different things, so we can see why that is. Do you feel I will get the weekend job I applied for if you only allow one question? Never mind. The one, and thank you for answering the first one. Oh, you're welcome. Will you get the job? No, I'll pull for you again. Let's see. I feel like I'm feeling like you might get a call back, but probably not. I'm sorry. I feel bad. It's like you have money blocks. Will you get it? Can you get another job? It's like, you know what? And that's the thing too. It's like, if you get that job, it's like if, which it's leading towards no. You're not going to be happy with it, and that's not going to be what it seems. So it's like you're not like, and maybe that's the energy there. So I'm feeling like it's not of a high vibrational energy. It's not, you wouldn't be happy with it. Sorry. Can't get good news all the time. It always makes me feel bad to like to not. Now, but I feel like you know, obviously keep plugging, and you'll get something eventually, obviously. You know, it just I saw something today that said, you know, well, you got to put it in the universe's hands almost. It's like, you know, when you put everything in God's hands, you're like, you realize that the opportunities that you didn't get, you weren't meant to get, but that you will always be redirected to something better. And that's what you have to stay in, that state of mind. And that may be hard when you're like trying to look for a job. It always makes me feel bad, especially when people like job, your money. Obviously, it's like I need to survive. So Spirit says, just stay in the highest vibration. Do what you love. Again, and don't try and ruminate and feed that. Do what you love, because a lot of times it'll open up other doorways. You'll either meet somebody, you'll be led to your intuition. You'll be like, oh, well, because I was taking this thing to like, I wound up going past a store that was hiring, and my intuition like had me go in. And it wouldn't be like a job that you planned for. Like, I feel like they're just something that you really wouldn't be happy. And it's also not healthy to work full time and a weekend job too, which is what Spirit is saying. If you need more money, it's to find something that you love. Otherwise, again, you're going to be stuck in this bind of work, 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 and then you're really going to stay stuck in a place of limitation, because money has no energy except for the energy you give it. And if you're at a high vibration and you're doing what you love, then you have opportunity to maybe not do what you love, but connect to different people that are going to say, hey, I'd hire you to help me with this. Other opportunities that you can get your money. It's almost like Spirit saying, think outside the box, because you have to break those money blocks. And that's really what I felt. That's what that job symbolizes. It's like, well, if I don't really want the job either, to be honest with you. It's just I need money. And Spirit says that's why it's like it wouldn't be what you seemed. It wouldn't be, there would be something that made you be like, I don't want to stay here. And in the end, that just keeps you stuck in this lower vibration, where Spirit says it's time to handle the situation differently. Otherwise, it's like you're going to stay in that level of consciousness, and that know that it's scary. Yeah, like, well, that's the thing. It's like money has no energy except the energy that you're giving it. So it's, again, when you invest in you, believe it or not, you begin to understand maybe, again, money a little bit differently, and you also are able to make a way where there is no way to make money. And that's, again, it's a faith walk, but it doesn't come from just going out and running out and getting a job because I need money. Because trust me, it's like you'll just be working all the time and just seem like you're not getting ahead. And that's what keeps us in this low vibrational consciousness of there's lack, there's not enough, because you're living it. So how would you not? And that's why Spirit says, I know that it's scary, but that's why faith is the bridge that connects you to what you sow, is to what is going to be reaped. You have the potential to change. All right, guys, I'm going to take off because the dogs are going crazy, but I'll be on again later. I love you guys. Thank you for all your likes, shares, subscribes. When this, by the way, goes off, all the comments go off, which kind of sucks. So feel free to put in a good word after it goes off. Because I always like for people to watch these streams when they're live. I'm always like, well, that kind of sucks that once it's off, like, people don't see. It actually looks like maybe it was a dud kind of a stream, even when it wasn't. So, I want people to be able to heal themselves. Thank you. I love you too, BQ and Renee and Monica. I'm so glad that you got your reading, and everybody else that shared your energy with me today. Desiree, I'll be on again later. You're welcome. I'm so glad too. And I'm glad, God, because someone said, where's the reading? Where's the reading? And I said, yeah, I logged on, and then I had like an issue which is not uncertain. It's not uncommon. It's always like something happens lately. And that's because I too am trying to find my balance. It's a whole new life. My husband just passed away. I'm looking crazy. I need to go to the dog park. I'm trying to find balance, trying to fit everything in its day, in the day. And that's, crazy. But thank you. Thanks for the support. And I love you. Thank you, Rose, and everyone else. You're sweet. I appreciate you too. I really do. And I'll be on again later. I'll talk to you later. Big hugs back to you guys. Love you. Mwah.